You just felt this energy. I'll never forget that because it felt new. It was a different type of energy. It was a visceral experience, and it was a collective experience.
It really was just an electric moment that I don't think anyone will forget, and made me reminisce about walking down the street in Manhattan and hearing those same things, but we're doing it right here in Edmonton.
It kind of epitomized what the show was. It was really grassroots, but it was just this straight talent. Let's put some paint tubs and some voices together and make this thing go, and it sounded fantastic.
Five Artists, One Love is an event that was created to celebrate the diversity within the African Canadian communities through artistry and through engagement. We do it every February, coldest, shortest month of the year, and a reason why we need to get together and sort of warm each other's souls.
Darren and I have been close friends for a long time, and he had started this art show in honor of Black History Month. And I had a show at the Yardbird Suite, and he came to me and he said, is there any chance that we could incorporate a tribute to Black History Month with your show? And that's sort of how the whole thing emerged. It ended up just being, the launch of something that's become quite tremendous.
So the very first one was done right here in the Yardbird. And they said, well, let's put together a band and let's find some Black artists from around town to perform and see what we can make out of this.
The challenge for me as the musical director was I had a mix of seasoned veteran musicians, and then we had people that were brand new, had never done a live show like this in front of an audience of, a couple hundred people before. Back then, the pressure wasn't quite as high to deliver, perfection, but what we brought was passion, and we brought a lot of soul to that evening.
We had no idea that we would get the response that we did from the audience, from the community. We walked into this place and I could not believe the amount of people that had filled the space. I'd been here on many occasions for jazz concerts primarily. I'd never seen it this full. This felt different. For the first time, to my knowledge, we had a culmination of vocalists and musicians interspersed with spoken word, which was relatively new at the time for us. And each time somebody entered on the stage or walked on stage, you could feel the anticipation of the crowd. You could feel that the energy level would raise.
It's funny. It's the most basic thing, but we brought out some paint cans, those paint tubs. They were playing the beats with these paint tubs, just making this cool, very basic kind of beat. And there was a bunch of us on stage with this really cool harmony. It was excellent. When you get it right, the room starts to move as one, and the whole room started to move as one. You could just feel the pulse in the entire room, and that's when you know, okay, something's happening here.
This was the greatest thing about maybe launching here and starting here is that jazz is the original African American art form. And we were in a building, that is, paying homage to it. And we were giving a community a voice that they just didn't have previously.
It's surreal because my memory of any interaction or engagement of Five Artists, One Love in this space is a full room filled with energy and vibrancy, anticipation, and an extremely high level of talent. And here we are, mid-pandemic, and it's empty. I'm feeling that we all need to be connected more now than ever. And I find that music, arts, poetry, this is a wonderful conduit for us to stay connected, to reach out, and just to remind us of the things that we've lost or have been put on hold right now, but we're anticipating changing going forward.
Oh
this is one of those things that really took all of those Caribbean groups and the African groups, the church groups, it put us all together. And hey, look at this. We actually have a community that we find vibrant. And it's a lot of things have grown from that. So in this day and age, I think some of what we have now, we have to thank this show and this community and Darren and Jeff for putting it on, for bringing this all together.
To all of the artists and friends and family who have been a part of the show, I would just express my sincere gratitude. We could not have done it without the people volunteering their time at the beginning. They are what we built the foundation on, and they are the reason that we've grown into an event that, is selling out 600, 700, 800 seats, theaters in the city of Edmonton. So nothing but gratitude for those people.
If you can't find a scene, or there is no scene, make a scene. And that was sort of the driving force of us at the beginning. Come once, and I guarantee you'll be back again. It's like having a huge bowl of soul, and then you throw in some African seasoning and some Caribbean spices, a little bit of North American flavor and attitude, and then you serve it to people that are hungry for something like this, and it's absolutely satisfying. Anybody that's come to this show has pretty much said that they've enjoyed it and they'll be back. And they come and they bring friends. That's why we're here 15 years later.